Hello, so I'm Devon, this is Bhavesh. Hello. We're over here from London. We left 2 days ago, flew into Nairobi, then through Kilimanjaro Airport, where we had to fill in lots of forms, and then landed here yesterday morning where Joey picked us up.
Yeah, Joey picked us up, he had his paper there with our names on it, and took us through Mwanza, through Airport Road to Milestone House, which is where we are right now recording this. It's been great so far. We've done so much in just one day. Most of it's been socialising, meeting our roommates in the house, which seem like all lovely girls. And then, yeah, exactly right. And we went to we kind of took a trip to one of the good restaurants here, the Yacht Club.
Well, I think it's kind of an expat hangout, but it's a really nice restaurant, really kind of cool, overlooks Lake Victoria, had a burger and fries.
And it was at that restaurant actually that Joey kind of told us a bit more about what we'd be doing. We're going to be working with two organisations, one in particular, what's the name of it?
The BCDSA?
BCDSA, yeah, and it's kind of community building project, right?
Well, I think they have a place for kind of a school for children, and they have recently just been asked to pay rent on that school. So a couple of the things we're looking at doing is figuring out. They've also been given a plot of land, so figuring out whether we can get funding to build another school where they could kind of set up and wouldn't have to pay rent, or possibly even, I think that's probably the route we're going to take, or possibly figure out how we're going to pay the rent for that. Well, I don't know yet. We'll see when I get there.
But we're looking forward to it. I think that I think we can complement each other both from our skill sets, and hopefully when we get out there we can figure out what needs to be done and work with our partners there. Yeah.
What is skill set, Bhavesh?
That's a really good question. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's true.
We're going to be open on this trip, so hopefully we can give you more insights on how our experience has been. So far, it's been wonderful. We've talked to some amazing people. A lot of people who have been here for a while, especially our roommates, have said lots of great things. And both Joey and Jenny, who's Joey's wife, have been really accommodating in terms of helping us get to grips with the local area and just generally being here for us if we need us. But there's a lot of freedom for us to go out there and discover as best we wanted.
Also, walking through the town and chatting to some of the children and buying like a Pepsi or something like that has been kind of funny as well, because just the reaction and also not being able to speak Swahili, I think, to figure out a way to
communicate,
get what you want.
But they say that most of the communication is non-verbal, so hopefully we'll be okay.
Yeah, that should help.
Yeah, that should help. Is there anything else that we want to say?
Any questions, Jerry? For
well, actually, the other thing is that the trip out of here is quite. If you've never been to Africa, I think once you land, you're almost like. When we landed in Kenya, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of just normal. And then bit by bit, you realise the little things that are different. Like we went from Nairobi to Kilimanjaro, and you get off the plane, and it's just a little shack almost, and you go and you pay $100 or $50 or whatever to get a visa, which is just like what? And then they give you a form to give to another place, and you fill out this form, you put it there, and you fill out another form, and then when we went from Kilimanjaro to Mwanza, we got off the plane, and you just walk through this little hut, and you just stand there and get your bags and walk out, and it's just loads of people right in front of you, and there's Joey sitting there with a piece of paper with both of our names on it, and so that whole the whole trip from from coming from this western place all the way to Mwanza.
And
gradually you kind of move away.
You feel more and more like you're in Africa slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think by the end of it, we're going to be like, wow, this is quite an experience. So stay tuned.